Hey guys, we're back with a new gaming laptop today, and it is the Acer Predator Triton 500, a slim and light premium gaming laptop from the Taiwanese company. Powered by Intel's fast 10th generation Core i7 chip and an Nvidia RTX 2070 Supermax Q GPU, it's a very powerful gaming laptop, and we're gonna take a quick look at this laptop in this quick review. Let's get the most exciting aspect of the Triton 500 out of the way first, which is performance. Under the hood of this gaming laptop is a fast Core i7 10875H CPU, and it is paired with an equally fast RTX 2070 Supermax Q GPU. Collectively, this allows the Triton 500 to run AAA games at very high frame rates. Of course, I've tested a number of games with the Triton 500 and I was getting in excess of 100 frames per second in these games. These include Apex Legends, COD Warzone, as well as Witcher 3. But there is one exception in the form of Borderlands 3. It's a very demanding game, but still I was getting very respectable frame rates, which is about 75 frames per second. Compared to other gaming laptops in this price range, the Triton 500 definitely sits at the higher end of things. Besides that, there's the Triton 500 excellent 300Hz display. It's a 15.6-inch 1080p IPS display with a fast 300Hz refresh rate. On top of that, it also comes with G-Sync support, so you won't have to deal with screen tearing with this laptop. While I can't tell the difference between 144Hz and 300Hz, it is always good to have a faster display if you want every edge you can get in competitive games like Apex Legends. So while the difference may not be immediate to everyone, it's something that is really good to have, especially if you're an avid gamer. As for the panel quality itself, it's quite good as well. Colors pop, viewing angles are great, and as far as I can tell, it is well calibrated as well. That being said, I do wish it was ever so slightly brighter. Don't get me wrong, it is not dim by any means, but it is a little bit hard to see when you're in bright outdoors, for example. Last but definitely not least are the input devices of the Triton 500. I was really quite surprised how good the keyboard and trackpad combo is, especially for a gaming machine. The trackpad can track my fingers very accurately, and the keyboard is very comfortable to type on with plenty of key travel and tactile keys. But I do have one small complaint with the keyboard, which is the Predator Sense key that is placed right beside the backspace key. Every time I want to reach for the backspace key, I will occasionally hit the Predator Sense software, which launches it, and it just gets a little bit annoying at times. Since I'm already talking about the bad stuff of the Triton 500, let's keep going with the processor. While the Core i7 chip under the hood of this laptop is very fast, it doesn't compare as favorably against its competition, which is the AMD Ryzen 7 4800H. I've benchmarked these two chips with Cinebench R20, and in the single core test, they are quite equivalent to each other. But in the multi-core test, the Ryzen 7 has a noticeable lead over the Core i7 chip. In that sense, it doesn't look very good for the Core i7 chip, given that it costs so much more than the Ryzen 7 processor. Besides that, another area where the Core i7 falls short on is power consumption. I say that because on this laptop, I was only getting about 4 hours of continuous use on a single charge. In comparison, in my previous review of the Triton 500, I was getting about 6 hours of use. So why is there such a big difference in battery life? Well, this newer model comes with a more power-hungry octa-core chip compared to the hexa-core processor found in the older model. On top of that, it is also still fabricated on a 40nm process, so it is not quite as power efficient as the aforementioned Ryzen 7 4800H chip, which is a 7nm processor. Granted, the 300Hz screen of this laptop takes quite a bit of power as well, but just imagine if Acer had put in the Ryzen 7 chip under the hood of this laptop. It would have made for a much better battery life, and you would also get better multi-core performance. So, is the Acer Predator Triton 500 worth it? Well, if you want a premium, slim and light gaming laptop, the Triton 500 fits the bill. The 17.9mm thin chassis is impressive, and the fact that it weighs only 2.1 kg makes it slightly easier to bring around wherever you need to go. And although it's not the best processor in my opinion to be under the hood of this laptop, the Core i7 chip is still very capable, and paired with the RTX 2070 Supermax Q, you will get high-end performance with the Triton 500. Of course, to get this package, it is quite an expensive machine. For the Malaysian market, this particular model retails at 8,999 ringgit. But if you don't need the RTX 2070 Super, you can go for the regular RTX 2070 model, which retails at 7,999 ringgit. Of course, the RAM also goes down to 8GB and you don't get the 300Hz display of this variant. Instead, you get a 144Hz panel. Of course, for certain folks, these sacrifices are worth it, especially given that you're gonna save 1,000 ringgit by going with the more affordable option. So that is our quick review of the Acer Predator Triton 500. If you want a written review that is more comprehensive, check the description box down below for a link to the full review on nextriff.com. Like this video if you like it, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and always stay tuned for more good stuff to come here at Nextriff.